What's going on, everybody? It's Kyle here with All Dogs, and today we are going to do a short video on break-in oil change for the new Tacoma. Toyota recommends 5,000 to 10,000 miles on oil change intervals. I've seen online that these trucks are probably worth doing a break-in oil change. Currently I'm at like 2,100 miles. So anywhere between 1,000 to 2,500, it's usually recommended. Just gonna run some 0W Mobil 1, and then I did grab a Toyota oil filter for it. This is just a kind of a preventative measure, just so you can check the oil before you do put a bunch of miles on it. So we'll jump in. Like I said, it'll be pretty quick. I'll just kind of walk you through the process, and I do apologize about the truck. It is filthy, but it has been about an average of 0 degrees here over the last week, so it has not had a chance to be washed. But yeah, we'll get the process started. We're gonna start with this plastic shield. With this being a TRD Sport and us not having upgraded the skid plates yet, all it's gonna take to get this off, it appears, is 4 12mm bolts, and it should pop right off. Assuming if you have a TRD off-road or anything that has a skid plate, it probably require a little more hardware removal, but we'll just take this off real quick. Then you can get to your oil pan, which is right here, and then your oil filter is actually up here. So they went to a spin-on filter, which is nice. It is awful small, but with it being a break-in, I'm not too concerned about it. But I guess this truck being a lease, Toyota will be the one changing the oil on it, so there probably is an upgrade for a higher capacity filter if you do plan on doing higher mileage intervals, but we'll roll with what Toyota gives us. So your drain plug bolt's going to be 14 mil. One thing I didn't grab was a drain plug gasket, but it'll get changed soon enough from Toyota. He's only got 20. It's pretty dark for 2,500 miles, honestly, or 2,000 miles, but 6 quarts. Yeah, that's a lot. All right, so once it's drained out, you can throw your drain plug back in, snug it up. Don't get too crazy with it. It is just a drain plug, so okay. Now we can move on to the oil filter. I'm actually gonna maybe dump some of this. We'll just dump it in. It ain't gonna lose a bunch of it. All right. So once you get your drain plug installed, you can move to the filter. Hopefully it's easy to get off. Jeez. Try it from this side, maybe. Jeepers. No. Ah, jeepers. Okay, now that's loose. Watch your foot. What in the world? Apparently they super glued this thing on there. Let her drain out. It looks like it will drain onto the frame, the cross member, which is always nice of them, but it is what it is. Word of advice, don't put the filter on that tight when you put it back on. Hand tight is usually good. That was absurd. And then as you take it off, make sure that the O-ring is on the oil filter, and also double check up there. If this was to stick on your oil filter housing and you put your filter on and you double gasketed it, it would not be good. A, it'd make a giant mess, and B, it could blow up the engine. But I'll go grab the filter and we'll throw it back on. What I usually do, take a dab of your oil and just go around the ring of the filter. Just helps with the sealing of it, but you just throw it back on. And that's good. Like, there's no reason to get completely crazy with it like they had it. Also, when you get your filter back on, you can go back and kind of clean up your frame where it made the mess. But yeah, so at that point, filter's off, your oil's done. Right now, I'm gonna move this out of the way and then put the splash guard back on. And then once I get the oil in the vehicle, we will take a look at this. With 35s on this thing and the engine so far back, since it's so small, I'm going to use this stool. It calls for 0-20. It also calls for 6.2 quarts with a filter change. I grabbed an extra quart, the 7th one. I'm going to use 6, and then we'll double check it. But if we do, obviously have that extra quart handy. We're just going to dump this in. Yeah, do this for 6 of them. And then we'll check it. Oh, it's a little easier. Yeah. Stay. 4. 5. Here's number 6. Now, I'm going to pull this out. Have a rag with you, that way you don't make a huge mess. I'm going to start it up and run it for a few seconds, and then we'll check the oil level and see if we need to add any. With it being 6 quarts in and it needing 0.2, it's not going to hurt it. It's going to be like a hair low. So I'll start up real quick, and then we will check it. Okay, and then your dipstick is on the driver's side here. Actually, creepers. Everything's sealed so tight from the factory. Holy, long dipstick. What in the world? Okay. Put it back in there. Check her quick. And actually looks like it's full. So maybe all I need is 6. I'm gonna leave it as is. You can add the 0.2 if you want, but it looks good to me. I might let it sit for a little bit and check it again just to double check, but it appears 6 quarts is what you need. So yeah, have that extra quart ready, and then if you do need it, I mean, you can use it over the next 4 or 5 oil changes. So yeah. All right, so I bought this drain pan here. I'm gonna dump this slowly into this one, and we will see if there's any metal flakes. I see a couple, which is probably normal, but we'll see if there's anything that... It does have some shimmer, but I kind of expected that just with it being a brand new engine. Most of it will be at the bottom since it's been sitting here for a few. We'll just dump it all in there, and we'll dump it towards the back. That way it's got more obstacles to get through if it needs. So we checked the oil. There wasn't really anything there, which kind of expected, but it's always good to do it beforehand before you dump it and throw it away. But yeah, so that is done. Oil's in the truck, and that's it for this video. We'll have some more install videos coming on some smaller stuff, and also an intake. I have an intake coming. I'm supposed to pick it up on the way back from Florida next week, so stay tuned for those, and keep an eye out for all the behind the builds that Mike's been working on. But yeah, we will end it there. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you in the next one.